What's going on, YouTube? Eddie here. Listen, one thing you should never ever do is let the dealership just run your credit when you're going ahead and financing a car, right? That is the worst possible thing you can ever do. Today's video, I'm gonna show you guys what exactly you need to do before heading to the dealership, what documents you need before heading to the dealership to make sure you're approved, right, for the right situation and you're getting in the right car that makes sense, where the monthly payments are not nothing crazy, anything like that. I know, we're in crazy times right now. New car prices are through the roof, and I see a lot of people right now are like literally financing these cars and getting these Hondas and Nissans, and their car notes are like $600-700 simply because they're just getting in bad deals, high interest rate cars, things like that. Let me give you guys a little secret. Anything above, what I've learned is anything above 6% interest on a car is way too high. So I've seen people getting 22%, right? 11%, 15%. That is very high. And what that simply means is 9 times out of 10 is that your credit is bad. So the first thing, before I get into any details about this video on what to do before financing the car, is the first thing is just make sure your credit is in order, right? Plan and prepare. I know there's certain situations where you might be in urgent need of a vehicle, right? You might need a vehicle as soon as possible, maybe to get to work, to take your kids to school, things like that. I understand. But if you're not in a rush, right? If a new car is not urgent, even a used car, if it's not urgent where you need to just get up and go finance something, right? Either buy something cash or fix your credit yourself, or pay a person or a company to go ahead and fix your credit before going to the dealership, before financing any car. So when you go finance a car, right, and you have no pre-approval, right, and that's what I'm going to speak about more in this video, and you have no pre-approval, what's going to happen is you're going to go to the dealership, and what that car salesman and that financial guy at the dealership, guy or girl, is going to do at that dealership is they're going to get your credit profile, your credit report. They're going to run your credit through many different banks, and they're going to see which bank gives you the best rate, right? In reality, I feel like a lot of times what they're going to do is they're going to find the bank that's most profitable for them so they can get money on the back end. That's how I feel. I know any car salesman or financial guys at the dealership, if you're watching this video, comment below and let me know. That's how I feel though. But all in all, the point is they're going to go ahead and run your credit and see which bank gives you the best rate. The reason why you never want this to happen is because they're gonna run your credit, especially if it's a big time dealership or even those small mom and pop dealerships, right? They're gonna run your credit to so many banks, and they're gonna run up your credit increase each time, right? A bank does a hard pull, or anything as far as like credit does a hard pull on your credit report, your inquiries go up. And it's crazy. I've seen people go to the dealership, right, with like 1 or 2 inquiries, and then after the dealership, maybe they're approved, or even if they're not approved, they leave the dealership literally with like 20 inquiries, 15 inquiries, 12 inquiries, right? And each of those inquiries can literally drop your score about 3 to 4 points. So imagine, right, your score is at, let's say, 700 flat when you go to the dealership. You go ahead and you get 12 inquiries, right, from that dealership running your credit. You do 12 times 3, that's 36, right? So now your score after leaving the dealership, even if you're approved or not, literally will drop 36 points. That is crazy, right? You could have avoided that whole situation. So like I said, the first thing you want to do is, if you're not in an urgent need, either buy a car cash or make sure you fix your credit. The ideal credit report, right, has a couple credit cards, that are in good standing. You have no late payments, no collections, no bankruptcies, no judgments, none of that stuff. And you want to have ideally a 700 plus when you go to the dealership. Another key thing is too, obviously you want your inquiries to be low, because a lot of times with these banks, if they see you already have 15-20 inquiries, it makes you look thirsty, so they like to deny people because of that as well. But another key thing is, if you guys have, right, a job, so if you guys are a W-2 employee specifically, it's way easier to get approved for almost anything versus a person who is a business owner and or self-employed, right? Even if you are self-employed, I recommend never ever putting on the car application, right, when it comes to financing a car, that you're self-employed. Always say that you're employed, especially if your credit is good, right? Sometimes they might not even check bank statements or proof of employment, anything like that. Say you're employed, but say you're employed for your own business. So for example, if your business is ABC Media LLC, right, let's say you do videography and you do editing and things like that, right? On the application, you want to put that you're a CFO or CEO or executive of ABC Media LLC. The reason why you want to put that is because when the bank sees that, or when the finance people at the dealership sees that, they know, okay, cool, this person is a worker. Even if you're not a worker specifically, right, they're gonna see that you're working for a specific, or you're working for a specific company, and it's way easier to get, financing that way. So yeah, that's a key thing, right? If you're a W-2 employee, or if you say you're employed by a specific company, it's way easier to get approved. But guys, I don't know if I'm off topic or anything like that, or I like scrambled and went all over the place. But before going to the dealership, what you want to do is find your own bank and get pre-approved yourself before going to the dealership, right? Get a pre-approval. So what you want to do is you want to go to any specific bank of your choice, preferably either a credit union or a bank or finance place that you have a relationship with already. So a relationship can literally just be a bank account that you have open with Bank of America, or a savings account that you have open with Capital One, or a credit card that you already have with Capital One. Your name is already pretty much in their system. They see all your information already, so they already know what it is, right? So credit unions give the best rates. The reason why credit unions give the best rates, and a lot of people prefer credit unions, are because credit unions are meant to cater to their specific communities. A bank like Bank of America, Capital One is all around the world, all around America, things like that. But when it comes to, credit unions are catering to their specific areas, their specific communities, especially if it's a small or just a credit union for that specific county that you live in. So getting a pre-approval from a credit union is very, very simple. All you do is you go on their website, or you can literally Google search credit unions near me, or Capital One auto loan, things like that. Pre-approval at the end though, you want to put, like, let's say there's a credit union, DCU credit union, you put DCU credit union auto loan pre-approval, Capital One auto loan pre-approval. They're going to take you to the site. You fill out the application, or you fill out, the details. Again, never ever on any application, if you're self-employed, try not to put you're self-employed. Put all your information, fill it out. And then what they're going to do is, within the next few minutes after you submit the application, they're going to tell you the amount you're pre-approved for. So they might say, hey, Lisa Ray, you're now pre-approved for up to $40,000. So that means with that pre-approval, especially if you can print it out with that specific bank, some banks even might give you a check for $40K or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times they give you that pre-approval, you print it out, you take it to any dealership that you like, and you go ahead and tell them, hey, I'm pre-approved for up to this amount. This is the car that I want. I know I'm pre-approved for it. Let them know, do not run my credit to all these different banks, and show them the bank that you're pre-approved for, and then you should be good to go. One thing I want to mention, because this happened to me before, when I was going to get third car, was that the dealership that I went to didn't accept the bank that I was pre-approved for. So I would do some research, and this is why planning and preparing is very important before making any type of purchase, especially with a car, right? Call around. If you see a specific car that you like, call the dealership and say, hey, do you guys take this bank, or do you guys take this bank? Because you do not want to go to the dealership with a pre-approval and they don't even take that bank, right? I look crazy sitting in that office thinking, yeah, I'm big shot, like, yeah, I got the pre-approval, like, I'm good. Then they told me they don't even, work with this bank. They don't have the relationship with the bank. They can't give me financing through this bank. So, make sure that is, something that you do before, you know, heading out to that dealership. Just call and say, hey, do you guys work with such and such credit union? Do you guys work with Capital One? Do you guys, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys do that. So ideally though, like I said in the beginning of the video, you want to make sure your credit is in order, right? 700 plus. If you have, you know, bad stuff on your credit, if it's not urgent, I would say fix your credit first. Make sure your credit is good before heading to that dealership, right? If you're a W-2 employee, if you have a job and you make good money, it's perfect, right? Last couple tips, like don't go financing a car that you can't really afford. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it at all, because when stuff hits the fan or when things happen, it's ugly quick, right? So don't do that. But that's pretty much it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot more things coming. Like I always say, it's up, man, and it's stuck, yeah. So yeah, again, if you learn something new, I'm all about, you know, spreading the knowledge and things like that. If you learn something new, please make sure you share this video with anybody that you know that's about to buy a car, that's thinking of financing a car. You know, share this video with your family, with your friends. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. I always have my Instagram up. I love Instagram. I always have my Instagram up somewhere. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram for more tips and gems. Eddie out.